turn the phone off before you start these things. This is Miss Karen's Dance Floor, or this is Tuesday Talk with Karen, with Dancing Karen, and I am Dancing Karen. Gosh, this is the funny thing about live, right? It really kind of catches you. Like, you can't just like back off and say, oh, I'm not so comfortable here, I think I'm gonna start this over again. Kind of makes you lean into it, you know, lean into just being me here with you. So that's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do, and it's not gonna be perfect because we're not perfect, but it's gonna be heartfelt. I'm gonna be authentic, full-hearted, fully present to this moment in time. So I'm so glad you're here. Today I want to talk about what this is for me, this Tuesday Talk, a little bit more. I had some really things shift in my life since the last time I did this. I want to talk about just random stuff that happened this week as a regular sort of thing. I'm going to talk about texting. I really want to talk about texting. I have some questions I want to throw out. I hope that maybe somebody has some thoughts to add, and you know, it doesn't have to be a conversation that happens all at once. It can be something that I throw out and you can comment and send thoughts your way, and or even just think about it. And talk about the next session of Miss Karen's Dance Floor. So that's what we got. That's what we got today. But as always, the best way to get started is to be comfy. So I'm going to do that. Oh, and while I'm gone, you can get the full green screen. Yeah, the dog in the photo there is Seamus, and there's that's a Bruce Springsteen, a Bruce Springsteen flag. No Kings, Land of Hopes and Dreams. This is Banker's Cabin, and it's up near Ward, Colorado, and it is a magical place. I think it's a little over 9,000 feet, and Michael Banks, or Banker as he is known to many, is one of the people involved in a group called Conscious Alliance, which raises money for for people that need help, for meals and for youth empowerment, and through art. So art and music, and helping people. So this is his cabin, and he throws a hoot nanny. And if you have extra funds and you want to donate to something, the Conscious Alliance is a really, really fabulous. Oh, I wish I should get more in touch with what I'm doing here. I could have some, what do you call it? Like, show and tell, because I brought back two spectacular posters. Conscious Alliance has been doing posters. Well, like some of the ones that I saw in this book that he has these like books of portfolios of all of these shows. Like, man, there were some of these shows, like 3 runs of STS9 in the early 2000s. And I love those where the posters are like 1, 2, 3, and they are a series. So like if you as a framed thing, just absolutely spectacular. I didn't get one of those. There's this one from Horning's Hideout that was so fabulous. I really had thought about that one, but I was flying and not sure I could do any. But I ended up I've got the one for the Hoot Nanny. Maybe I'll share that at some photos or something of the poster from the Hoot Nanny. And then I got a Widespread Panic poster from this last little run here in Colorado. So this is me just sort of still being at Banker's Cabin in the background. I just got back on yesterday. Yeah, I just got back yesterday. That's one of the things that I really love about the idea that we can move so quickly through the world that I woke up at 3:30 in the morning yesterday here at the in this at this cabin, and woke up, and then by before noon I'm back in Portland, Oregon, and going do to do. Going do to do. So that's just, to me, like a fabulous thing that we get to do as humans. And it wasn't always that way. Think about it. It used to be, there was a time there, if you need to go someplace, even just the next town over, that was a major journey that we get to travel at sort of light speeds. And I think sometimes it's a big challenge to maintain your humanity, and when we can do that. So, yeah. So anyway, so in Banker's Cabin, so get comfy, settle in, and that's what this is. This is Tuesday Talk. Um, can you shut me out? I don't know how. I don't know how to do that. We'll have to explain. So yeah. So anyway, so I think that I'm going to start with, this. Um, I recognize what this is in terms of, this is me just showing up on YouTube Live for anyone at any point in time in the whole world to pop in. And we have this, you can enable this live chat so you can chat with people. Or they can chat with people, but that it's open to whoever. And I think that this is something that I really recognized the last time I did this. I missed last week because, well, my father passed away. Actually, last week was Tuesday. Was the day that in the Tuesday morning we had a meeting with a palliative care team, and to make some decisions. I have 4 siblings, so there's 5 of us, and my mom is still alive as well. And so we, had a meeting as a family to discuss what that looked like and what my dad would want and how he would want to proceed. And we had decided that we would put him into comfort care. And he was in Boise, Idaho, and I'm in Portland, and that Tuesday. And so there was this thing I had the week before. I'd really committed to doing this. This is a thing that I might not be getting paid for it, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to put my heart and soul into it and do it and be committed to it. And so I had done that. And so this was the, week 2 of me doing Tuesday Talk. And here I am in this state of, well, first of all, realizing that I needed to get my butt to Boise. And I had a lot going on, and so having to wrap that all up, and in a really, in that day, that Tuesday. And so I was like, okay, I can still do the live. and then I was at the space, and I was like, really? And what is it that seems to me to be sort of the way of the world? Yeah, do that. Screw that your dad is on his way out of this dimension, that he's dying, however you want to put that. That now we're supposed to go on, carry forth, go. And so I said, screw it. I'm not gonna do it. And I almost did that again today for some other silly reason. And I said, no, we're doing this. So, I'm going to attempt to do it as best as I possibly can, and I'm going to attempt to get better every single week. But I'm going to be here. I'm going to be here as much as I can be here. And the reason I want to be here is because I want to talk with people. I want to have conversations. I want to open up the floor and talk about what it means to be a good human. And I think this is our big challenge right now as people, as humans. Is how do we, first of all, how do we fix, redesign, I don't even know what the word would be to our current reality. because I don't know very many people that would say that the current reality is a good thing. That there's so many things about our society that just don't make any sense to me at all as a kind and generous human. Um, it just doesn't make any sense. But you know, when I'm out in the world, I just see good people. I could see good people everywhere, and everybody's always talking about all these bad people, and you know, and I know that it exists, but you know, I don't see it. I see just a lot of really good people. I also see a lot of people that are just, you know, just like me, wounded, fragile, and you know, breaking into 1,000 bits and putting yourself right back together again. You know, continually this vessel of cracks and glue and tape and whatever else you use to put yourself back together again. You know, love and courage and all the things. So I want to do that. I want to talk about it, and I want to have people on and to have good conversations, not just me, not just me on the screen, and so what that will look like. But I need to set some boundaries. This platform is about being an authentic, full-hearted, fully present human. There's always three things. You know, have you noticed about that? The three. There's the Trinity. There's there's in food. There's the Trinity of in something in food. There's a lot of things in threes. This is number. I totally forgot where I was going with that with the three. The three things, because there is a fourth that I often say when I'm speaking of what this is. This is Miss Karen's dance floor, where I'm going to talk about being an authentic, full-hearted, fully present, full send human. But the full send part, well, you know, that's just kind of that's your call. You know, if you don't want to be full send, you could still be a beautiful, authentic, full-hearted, fully present human. Absolutely. And you don't have to be full send. When I say full send, I mean people that are like, this is life. I'm gonna be me. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna just jump in, and know that if I falter in any way, that it is not a failure of who I am. That it is, you know, that I still am me underneath it, and now I'm even better because I just learned something. I just got a little bit better. I just uncovered something new. So that's what I mean about full send. Is like, this is life. Do it. Just stop thinking that somebody else is watching and judging. Just do you. Full on you. Fabulous, beautiful human that you are. Let's do that. So that's what this is about. And I'm going to reserve the chat function in terms of chatting with me to, if I ask a question and if to be a direct response to the question. So that is rule one. If there's a rule, there's guidelines, the parameters, guidelines. Boundaries. There is boundaries to be had, and the boundaries keep us all safe. We want this to be a safe space to be able to talk. So this is not to, and this is to have, we all have different opinions. This is a thing. But if your base opinion isn't that we are all beautiful humans, equal and valuable, well, then you should probably go somewhere else, because that's what this is about. And that's what this is always going to be about. And we can disagree, and we can talk about some different things about being human, but that's the baseline. I have no tolerance whatsoever for anything in this realm of anything against anybody else. So there's that. My job, my role in this is to be unconditional love. And to try to do that with some good boundaries of what I will talk about and what I will put up with. But in putting up with it, I will always love you and give you the opportunity to learn from that. but that's the deal with that, okay? So I realized that the last time I did this, somebody said something, well, somebody called me Granny, and it really irked me. I was like, and I really responded in my heart. There was an issue, right? I had removed myself from that, what I call that realm of unconditional love, where I can see a person and just love them completely for who they are. And when I jump out of that for whatever reason, and I realize, and then I try to track that and say, okay, what was that going on? What was going on? And so this, person had said, oh, Granny, something, and I was just a little pissy about it. So I had to walk through that and about like, how do I respond to that person with love and maintain that level of, I still love you as a human. I still know that as a human, you are a beautiful masterpiece and that you are me. And even though I, I don't know, what I think you're saying is silly. So how do you do that, right? How do you do that? So that's where I'm at with this. So I will ask questions, and I would love for you to answer questions. And that's not an opportunity to say other things. And I will always have an end at the end of the Tuesday talk. I will have an opportunity to say whatever you want to say at any time. So that's the structure. That's what we're doing. Those are the boundaries. I'm just going to chat. I'm going to throw it out there. I'm going to start talking about some of the things that happened to me, and hope that maybe they help you in some way. So here's the first one that you can chime in with thoughts on. So I'm flying to Denver, and there's a plane, and it's a big sign on the plane that says, "Education is our greatest weapon." Education is our greatest weapon. What do you think about that? Like, what do you think about that? Because to me, there was this idea that I think that a lot of our education system has been purposely designed in a way to control and to shape the way people think, and not necessarily from a standpoint of what's good, right? So I do think that the education system can be a weapon in not a good way. And well, is a weapon, is that, first of all, is that kind of thing where you're saying our greatest weapon, is it good to have a weapon? Is a weapon a good thing? Yeah, literally how the Rockefellers built it. Yeah, that it is the education system. So yeah, it was a thought for me. It was a thought for me to really think about, what do I think about our education system? And that ties into the next round of Miss Karen's Dance Floor, the next live show with people and a whole bunch of things going on, is all about imagining the world in its best form. And education would be one of those. What does that look like? Like, if you could design education, what would that look like? What is it in its best form? What would we be doing? How is it? And I think about education as an individual as a greatest weapon in knowledge is power, and knowledge helps us. The more that you know, the better I can be as a human. But the more I know, the more I realize I don't know a lot of things. So and I think the biggest knowing that we all have is our own knowing, our own wisdom. That is our greatest weapon, is our own internal knowing wisdom that we have gained from the life that we live by being a unique individual, that nobody else lives that. Nobody else does that. Nobody else lives your life. Nobody else has your life. Nobody else is experiencing this thing that we're doing here like you. So you have this unique wisdom that is only yours. I think that is our power. That is something that we should all really tap into, is our own unique power as humans, as unique individuals. All right, next thing. the sunset colors. So I'm watching the sunset and with my friend who has this in back pasture, you're looking out at I think it's the Flatirons. So in Boulder, parts of Boulder, and you're looking out at these mountains, and we got to do a little hair adjust. Well, that's okay. We'll leave it there. And we're looking out and we're watching the sunset, and where the sun is setting, there's this cloud blocking it. So it's taking up most of the light. And we're kind of discussing this whole idea about, we're not going to get a lot there because that cloud is blocking them. And the thought came to me, and you can just see the whole sky, like the whole sky. You can like look around, and I'm thinking how many different colors there are in the sky, how many different shapes and textures, and it's so incredibly magical every time. And it dawns on me that we have this fascination and this fascination, I guess we'll say that, with the sunset colors, the oranges and the pinks and the purples and the sunset colors. And I thought, gosh, do the other colors, are they out there going, man, what about me? What about the steely grays and these greeny blues and these other like really incredible, like the different shades of white, different shades of gray, like right again, the beauty of gray. Grays and gray saying, oh man, those dang colors, those dang oranges, they get it all. Nobody's saying anything about us. Look at this, we're pretty spectacular too. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I will never look at the sunset the same again after having that thought. And I really, it was almost like I was kind of like rooting for all the other colors, and it was like, yeah, you're pretty freaking awesome. Look at that cloud over there. Look at that. It's kind of almost black underneath it. Yeah, okay. The next thing is I go up to this cabin that's above 9,000 feet. And they've had an incredible storm that has come through and ripped to shreds. I mean, shreds, like the tiniest last fiber, right? There's like these strings of tarp, big tarps, like maybe tarps that cover the stage, or I don't know if that was one, but this, big tarps. One of them being a blue and white tarp, and it was everywhere was this blue, and I didn't even see it at its full like state of like when they walked upon it and we're like, oh my gosh. It was like the universe, or it's like there was something like, we'll just call the universe like this character, right? It just said, all right, we're gonna decorate, man. We're gonna decorate this place. We're gonna decorate it good. We're gonna take this and we're just gonna put confetti everywhere. I mean, it was like woven into the ground, because I was obsessed with picking it up, and it would be, you would see a little bit and you would like pick it up, and it had been like, it was really long, and it would be woven under the ground. It was woven, and everywhere it was in between branches and all around branches, and everywhere was this blue and white fabric. And I thought it was really almost kind of like almost the earth kind of having its own little way of, there was this idea of, especially I think being surrounded by a bunch of artists, there was this idea, it just had this idea of art. And what we do with, we take things and we turn them into something else, magical, or we create something magical with paints or clays, or, just all of the things. And it was like the earth saying, I can do that too, right? I can take your things, you take my things, and make fabulous things out of it, or decorate things, or do whatever. I can do that too. This is what it looks like. I don't know. It was something. It was something. All right. I have a question. And the question of the day, my ponder here, is about texting. And as a form of communication. Now, it's probably quite apparent, perhaps, the white hair might clue in that I did not grow up texting. I did not grow up with a cell phone. And so the idea of texting has really kind of had to become, right? Like I just kind of had to figure it out. Like, And in the beginning, I didn't want to text. And it was actually, I think, somebody that worked for me said that's actually why it's great. Uh, because why people text is because I didn't really want to call people and like have the whatever you call it, the polite talk to get around. I'm more of a like, hey, this is what I got. This is what I'm here, right? And so, because if you jump into the like just shooting the shit, I mean, I could do that for too long, right? So I kind of just want to be, no, I just want to get it done. What do you need? And he was saying, no, that's why texting is perfect, is because you can just do that. But then the more I started, texting, and it's like, sometimes it really does feel like that. It feels like back to that same thing. It's like, when does it end? It's like that back and forth. It's like, hey, well, thank you. And thank you. And then they like this and they like, and you are, what if I didn't like it? I don't know. What if that some person was things like, you didn't like my text? What does that mean? You didn't react to my text? I don't know. It's kind of crazy. I just want to like know how to just be able to communicate with people. And it's uncomfortable for me, like this whole texting thing. I think it really came out when my father passed away. So I was telling earlier about that it was Tuesday when I got this news that we were putting my father in comfort care. So I headed out on Wednesday for Boise, and my dad literally passed away like 10 minutes into me showing up into his hospital room. And so, where was I with this? Gosh, that's gonna derail me, isn't it? Yes, I started to think about that. Isn't that what happens, particularly with the ADHD brain, kind of sends you somewhere else. That being fully present, I think that's, for me, a challenge. So back to the texting. See, I always find my way back. There is a way there. We can get there. We really can. So there was a lot of communication that needed to happen between my siblings and my mom, and my aunt was there, my mom's sister, and all the people that weren't there, all the people in the family that weren't around, and just a lot of texting, and then a lot of sending word out that my father had passed, and then getting a lot of texts from people, sending a text and condolence, and seemed to me, it was very overwhelming for me, because then I felt like I needed to respond to all these texts, and it was a lot. There was a lot of it, and I didn't feel like I was able to communicate in a good and healthy human way in that moment. And I was so worried that if I didn't do it, if I didn't text right away and say anything, that I would be sending some kind of signal that I didn't want to be sending, of anything other than love and care and goodness, because I try to do that all the time, right? I think if I'm mad or whatever, you'll know I'm as like. So most of the time, I'm just always wishing all the goodness on people. So I don't know. Is it okay to leave a text hanging for a couple days? That way it used to be, right? Somebody would call you and they might leave a message, and you kind of have to think about it, and you're like, and find the right time, and you can either, when you can call them back and say, hey, or, I remember a time where we had to write letters to people. I have a lot of letters from my high school time from a young love. I have all these love letters. They're super fantastic things to still have, I think, that paper memories. Yeah, there we go. So texting, my thoughts, your thoughts, help me out. I'd love to know how people navigate that world of texting and staying true to themselves and having good relationships with people and not being overwhelmed, because it seems like you can really easily have like way too many people to, and text, it's just a lot. It can be a lot. I don't know. Would love to know how people manage that. Oh, it's not on my board. I made myself a board. I'm going to take a picture and it's going to be the thumbnail for the show. We'll see how that works. But one thing that's not on here is, please, if you are not in the Portland area, in the Oregon area, please send all good vibes out our way, because there's a lot of fires and there's a lot of smoke. And I know that we're not the only place in the world that that's happening. But in particular, the mountain resort that is my mountain home, my one of my favorite jobs of my life is at Mount Hood Meadows, and they are under evacuate now. So the fire is close, and I'm just really, it's that kind of thing where this is life, and that could change a lot, if that fire runs through that area, and I don't know what that does to lifts and lift operations and building, there could be a lot of, and I'm trying to hold visions for that doesn't happen, but that always, the vision is that whatever does happen is that we meet it with the same, with grace and giggles, and we figure it out, because this is life, and life will continue to hand us things, and we just continue to show up as our big, beautiful, bright self and say, okay, that sucked, So I'm not trying to think about the possibility of what that might look like, but I'm trying to just send all good energy to that mountain, to have it be as it shall be. And we go from there. All right, my last share is, first is to encourage anybody that particularly if you're in the Portland area, that wants to be a part of Miss Karen's Dance Floor Live, August 25th, 18th, 25th, and September 1st. Those are the dates of those three, that little series about imagining the world as we would like it. What does that look like? Imagination Station. So that would be, I would love that. I would love to have you be a part of it. And if you know somebody in Portland and you're watching this remotely and it's before those dates, send them my way. So you could go do this really wacky, fun thing with this wacky, fun lady. This wacky, fun lady that loves you and thinks you're a beautiful masterpiece, right? There's the selling point. It's like, hey, you want to go and like hang out in this really cool art place, this art collective that's really super cool. It looks magical. It looks kind of like we're at Oregon Country Fair or someplace magical like that. Like, where are we? This is this place. And they're shooting this show. This is a show about being an authentic, full-hearted, fully present human with this lady that loves you and tells you you're a beautiful masterpiece and gives you the best hug of your life. You want to do that? Yeah, do that. Okay, there you go. Sign me up. Sign me up. Come either be on the show or be a live watching the show at in real time. That is my offer to you. All right, so my last share is, I met this fabulous human this weekend that has just literally renewed my faith in humanity. Just one of those absolutely first-class humans. And we were talking about, I was talking about the origin of Happy Day, and the Happy Day started out when I worked in service as a barista, and I wanted to know what I wanted to say to people in the morning. And I didn't, have a good morning, all the things. It's like, no, what does my heart want to say? What do I want to say? I want to say happy day. It's the invitation, the declaration. It is a spell that we cast. It is a prayer. It is a happy day, happy day, happy day, happy day. So that was where Happy Day started. And so we were talking about that and about the idea of our authentic communication, that being an authentic human to me sometimes even boils down to just really paying attention to the words that you use. Are they your words? Are they an expression of your truth as a magical human being? You are unique for a reason. So what is it? What are your words? So I'm really into that. And so this person worked in a produce department. And I thought about, the more I got to know them, I thought that, you know what? I just know everybody in that store, they loved going into the produce department, right? They just loved that because he just fills the room, lights it up, right? Firefly, absolutely 100%. Firefly, lighten it up. And he would say to people, are you finding what you need with ease? Have you found what you need with ease? Right? Like that whole idea of just offering that to people. I was like, oh my God, that is so, so lovely. Right? I wish that for you. Are you finding everything with ease? Was his name Art? No, his name was not Art. That's funny though. I was like, I was thinking to myself that I bet if I said that, that in Nashville, Tennessee, in a produce department, there was this magical light of a human being. Well, not anymore because they're no longer there, but there was this magical light of a human being, that there would be people that would be watching that perhaps that live in Nashville and be like, I know who that is. I know who that is, right? Because that's what happens when you light up the world. You light up the world. And it happens when you be you fully, full and true, and just say, you know what, I'm just going to do this. And you do it with a full heart. When you want people, you're just like when you want to love people, you want their day to be easeful and graceful and filled with giggles and yeah. And that doesn't mean that looks a thousand different ways. You being you. That's what it's all about. So that is what I have for today. So if anybody's there, well, there's a few people there, I can see that, but not to put you on the spot or anything. If you have any questions or anything you want to throw out, throw me a question. I have this great idea for doing, having a question bowl and collecting really thoughtful questions from people that spark good conversation, and we can kind of discuss things about being good humans. And then you have this bowl full of all these thoughtful questions. Bowl full of less. There's a, that was just jumping around because my friends have a song about a bowl full of lessons. Is it lessons or is it blessings? Blessings and lessons are the same thing, in my opinion. Is it blessings or is it lessons? I got a bowl full of them for you. I got a bowl full of them for you. Yeah, where were we? Shoot. A bowl full of blessings. Well, I don't know what that, I have no idea where I was going with that. That we were wrapping things up. Oh, if you had any questions, I would open it up now. And yeah. Oh, I just now, this is why I use that parameters. I don't know why maybe that's because it's totally okay to leave it for days. Thank you. Yes, somebody responded about the texting. It's totally okay. And I think it's, I guess I kind of know that. It's about relationship and it's about building relationship. And I think building relationship with people, I want to believe that if I have a good relationship with someone, that they know me and they know then they know. And if I am unthoughtful, and which I could be, right? And if I'm unthoughtful and do anything that would be considered to be not of not loving or caring, that they would know that that was, you know, not really truly coming there, and that they would say something to me, say, hey, I feel like, yeah, something, right? I would love that. I would love people to let each other know when, when we feel hurt or something. And I just want to believe that instead of, I don't want to ever later have people tell me that you didn't answer that text, or you don't answer texts very often, and it makes me feel bad. And it was like, oh, I wish I would have known that right away, that you want to hear from me. Like, if I know that you're the person that wants to get the little thumbs up. I did do that with my daughter for a while. I was like, just give me a thumbs up, because I want to know you're cool, right? I don't talk to you all that much, so I want to know you're cool. So just give me a thumbs up. So, it's relationship. It's relationship with people, and having relationship, and deciding, is this someone that I need to respond right away to, or something that this can wait? Yeah. So, all right. That's what we have for today. As always, I love you. You are a fabulous, beautiful, beautiful human. I want you to be you so much, big and bright and true, and have all the goodness of this world. Right? I wish that for every one of us, all the goodness of this world, peace and ease, and the ability to encourage to get through the shitty stuff. Because right, it just happens. It just happens. Yeah. And I will put a little plug for mental health awareness, and big thing to move through. Let's solve our mental health. Well, I don't know. Let's just help people. Let's just help people better, because they need help, and it's a big thing. So there's that. So this is Karen, Dancing Karen, whatever you want to call me, Karen the Dancing Lady, and Firefly. If you want to communicate with me, the best place to do that is right currently at this time, and this time being, what are we at? August 4th, August 4th, August 5th, 3rd, 4th, 4th. August 4th. It is August 4th. It is August 4th, 2026. Yeah. Instagram is the place to catch me, but that might say, I love you too, always and always and always. Fabulous. Happy day.